In this tutorial, we're going to talk about creating lists on a HTML web page. So we'll start off by opening up in the Start menu, and we look for Notepad++. Here we go. So here's Notepad++, and we're going to create a new HTML document for our example. So I'm going to save this document inside my desktop examples directory. I'm gonna create a new folder this time, which I'm gonna give it the name of the topic, which is lists, and let's call it lists. And I'm gonna open the list directory, and I'll call this list example 1.html. I'm gonna save it as HTML file. I'm gonna click on save. So we have a file here, list example 1.html. Alright, so now that we've created the list example 1 document, let's put in some basic HTML tags. So I'm gonna put the basic HTML tags, and I'm gonna put the head, close the head. I'm gonna put the body, close the body. Then I'm gonna put the title, close the title. Then we're gonna give a HTML document a title. We're gonna call it list example. Okay, so now before I continue, I want you to understand that there are two kinds of lists in HTML. We have ordered lists and unordered lists. Okay, so let me spell it. There are two kinds of lists: ordered and unordered. Okay, so we have these two kinds of lists. Now you'll see the difference between the ordered and unordered lists by example. Okay, so let's start with creating an ordered list in a HTML page. So I'll call this title ordered list example. Okay, then I'm gonna put some fonts. Let me create some font tags, which I'm gonna give a color to be equals to green, or I can say ash 00 ff00, which is the same thing as green. Then I'm gonna wrap that with the div tags. I'm gonna align that to the center. Okay, so I'm just trying to make a kind of header here. So this is gonna be within h1 text. Okay, so I'm just gonna create some h1 tags here. Okay, so here I'm gonna put the header of this document. So I'm gonna create a list, and I'll call it list of my favorite movies. Okay, This is just gonna be a list of my favorite movies. So I'm gonna save that. Let's see how it looks like on the web browser before we continue. So I'm gonna bring up my examples directory. Then I'm gonna run my list example 1.html, and it will open up in Firefox. So you can see I have list of my favorite movies displayed here. Let me restore Firefox to this size. Okay, that will be pretty cool. Okay, this is okay with me. Alright, so now that we have list of my favorite movies as the head of this page, I'm now gonna make a list of my favorite movies displayed here. It's gonna be an ordered list like I said. So you're gonna see the difference between an ordered list and an ordered list. Now to create an ordered list, we're gonna use the OL tags. Okay, so OL stands for ordered list. So we have the OL opening and closing tags. Then this tag denotes that whatever is in between these tags will be a set of text that's gonna be a list. So we're gonna use inner tags in these OL tags called li tags to display to denote each list item. Okay, so the li tag, like I said, is a list item. We're gonna have several li tags. So let's want to create a list of 10 movies, which are my favorite movies. How many is that? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10. Great. So we have several list item tags here. I was just doing copy and paste all over. So the list of my favorite movies. Okay, the first one is Avatar, and the next one is Avengers. Okay, the next one is Matrix. The next one is what's my favorite movie among these? Okay, I think I like Green Lantern. Yeah, it's a cool movie. Then we have Thor, and then we have Iron Man. Like, the movie is great. Okay. Oh, what's the next one? Oh, there's this other movie we watched the other day. Okay. It's called Skyline. Skyline. That's a cool movie. Okay, we have Star Wars. Okay. Hellboy and Lord of the Ring. Okay, so it's not that this is my top 10 movies, but these are the ones I can remember for now. So I'm just gonna use this as an example of ordered list. So I'm gonna save this. So let's go back to the web browser and refresh the page, and you can see we have an ordered list here. It's an ordered list because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you look at the source code, you see that I didn't put the numberings. Okay, I didn't order them, they were automatically ordered. Now on the other hand, we are having this list in the center here because of the div tags that is wrapping the ordered list. But if we don't want them to be wrapped in the center, we can remove the div tag and put it on the header alone. Okay, I'm just gonna shift this. You use a hold shift and tab to do that. Okay, so that's a feature of Notepad++. Let's go back to the web browser and refresh the page, and you can see that the list is now aligned to the left. Okay, so that's a nice example of an ordered list. Now before I move forward, you can format this text with the usual fonts, tags, whichever way you want. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that one for you, then we'll move forward to the unordered list example. Okay, so here we go in creating a new file. I'm gonna save this file as list example2.html, and I'm gonna save it as HTML hypertext markup language file. So I'm just gonna put the basic tags: HTML, head, oops, that was a mistake. I'm gonna put the title tags. So I'm gonna call the title of this page list of my favorite sites. Okay, so I'm gonna put my font tag the same that I line over here. I'm gonna copy them here and paste, and as a list of my favorite websites. Okay, let me change this color to blue. Okay, so before we move forward, let's check it out on the web browser. Okay, you can see I have a list of my favorite websites displayed here. So now it's time for us to create the list. So to create the list, I'll use unordered list tags, which is the UL tags. Ordered list, remember, was the OL tags. Unordered list is the UL tags. Alright, it's very easy for you to remember, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put some font on every list item. Okay, so that's how it's gonna look like. And we'll have a list item for each website. So let me create font size equals, let's say, 4, color equals, let's say, what color can we use over here? Ash. Let's just mix some colors and see what we're gonna have. FF0064. Let's see how that will look like. Then I'm gonna type in the A tags. I want to put links of my favorite websites, so I'm gonna need A tags for each and every website that I'm gonna type in here. Let me just indent this to make it a little bit clearer. Okay, so that's cool. So this is the format. Now the href tag attribute of the A tag will come in, and I'll be putting the name of my favorite website here, and the URL to that website will be here so that they'll be clickable. I don't know if you have the view of what I'm trying to do, but if you don't, when I'm through, you see the output and you understand what I'm trying to do. Okay, so let me put my favorite website. The first one is gonna be Google. Okay, I know you've already guessed that, and the URL is www.google.com. okay, so I'm gonna save that, then we go back to the web browser, refresh, and you're gonna see Google, which is a link. Okay, let's leave it centralized. Okay, it won't do any harm. Or should we align to the left? Looks like it's better to see them align to the left, so I'm just gonna remove this div tag and paste it here. That's better. Again, shift tab will indent it backward. That's cool. So refresh and you can see this link, which look at the bottom of the browser. It says www.google.com. It's linking to such a file. Let's see how that goes. So you can see it's linking to a file, so that won't work, right? So we have to do the right thing. Our ahref, this is not enough. Okay, so we have to add the HTTP protocol, which we usually see in the web browsers when we type a URL. So we have to add that. So now that we've added the HTTP protocol before the URL, we go over to the web browser, refresh our changes. So you see that it's no longer showing a file on the bottom of the browser, and when I click, it's no longer looking for a file, it's going direct to the internet. Okay, so here we are in google.com. Okay, so that's cool, huh? So you are seeing the google.com from the internet, right? Okay, so let's go back and add more of my favorite websites in this list. Alright, so I bring up Notepad++. Now to save myself a lot of typing, I'm just gonna copy these list items and paste. I have like 10 favorite websites which I'm gonna show you. So that's gonna be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That saves me a lot of typing. Okay, so this is gonna be a trick you should learn. Copy and paste, and if you want to do a lot of repetitive tasks. Okay, all right, so the next favorite website on my list, if you already guessed, should be Yahoo, right? Which is gonna take us to www.yahoo.com. The next one on my mind now is Facebook. Okay, which is gonna take us to www.facebook.com. The next one in my mind is Wikipedia, which is gonna take us to www.wikipedia. Is it .com or .org? I think it's always .org. Okay, next one in my mind is How Stuff Works. I don't know if you're familiar with that site. How Stuff Works. So the URL is www.howstuffworks.com. Okay, next one is okay, Naira Land is a favorite website, so I'm just gonna stick it. Naira Land. So that's gonna be nairaland.com. Okay. The next one is StarDoc. I like that site, which I download most of my customizable software for Windows. So www.stardoc.com. And I also like Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow, which is www.stackoverflow.com. Oh, don't need to put the .com over again. Okay, what do we have next? I like this site. Yeah, it's called Theories with Problems. A good philosophical site. The name of the site, or the URL, is the keyboard www.thekeyboard.org, not .com, .org.uk. Okay, all right. And finally, I love SOHH for hip hop. Any hip hop news, advertisement, updates, can find it out there. All right. So I have 10 sites here in an unordered list. Go back to the web browser, refresh, and you can see the list of I've visited some of these sites in this browser. That's why they are showing red. Okay, so why is on an unordered list is because instead of having numbers like the previous example, which we have this numbering from 1 to 10, it has bullets. Okay, now note that in the ordered list example, each list takes the next number and so on. Okay, it's kind of sequential. On the unordered list, we simply have bullets, so it's on order, just as the name implies. Okay, so like I showed you, the links are working. This takes us to Google. Let's go back. This takes us to Yahoo. Okay, so you can see yahoo.com. Let's go back. This should take us to Facebook. So you can see facebook.com. This takes us to Wikipedia. So you can see wikipedia.org. You can choose English or whatever language you're speaking. This will take us to How Stuff Works. So this is the site I was telling you about. A very nice research site. Okay, so we can go on and check everything out, but I'll leave you for now to see for yourself on these examples. All right, so that's it in the list examples. I hope you found this tutorial informative, and thanks for viewing.